Stand-up comedian Jack Simmons has brought his one-man play, Buddy's Gift, to the Conklin Barn in Huntington. The play is a humorous, true-life account of his family's experience with what he says is afterlife communication with his father, Michael Buddy Simmons.
The theme of the show is a father who kept on loving his family even after he died. And in the show you see not only is his love present in the first act, and we're at home, a large family at home dealing with a very short passing of a very loved patriarch. And then in the second act, because of some of the things we spoke to him about in the first half, about sending us signs and doing things like that, which he was not real receptive to. He didn't really believe in that stuff. The second act deals with some of our experiences, what we perceive to be as signs, if you will, a very popular phrase these days. Signs and signals and things, that the very things that we ask for, which leads us off to our little paranormal roller coaster ride that ends up actually here in Huntington with a very famous medium.
Well, after white rooms, visits, sightings by little children, electric lights blinking, it's a casual occurrence. In casual ease, we start to discuss these weird occurrences. I begin to take notes. I get so obsessed with this, my brother calls one morning, my brother Pat from Florida, and he says, "Hey, I had a dream about Dad last night." I said, "Hold on, let me get my book." Okay? Was it in a white room, and was he wearing underwear? He said, no, it was in my living room. I walked in, and it was Dad sitting on my couch. He looked at me and he went, look who's here.
I'm not going to evangelize to people, you have to believe this, because it's a very hard story to believe in some places and in some ways. What I want people to take with it is just a great story and the possibility that these things do exist.
Well, every single word of the show was true. Every single word was true. None of it was made up. It's exactly the way it happened. I didn't even know Jack was writing it at the time because, it was a difficult time and it wasn't important to me what he was doing or what he was writing, But it's all true. We lived it. We had such experiences that I wanted to let other people know that they could experience the same thing if they allowed themselves to. And it made it easier for us. My husband passed away in July, and I was thinking the first Thanksgiving was going to be terrible. But we went to see John Edward in probably the beginning of November of the same year, and it made Thanksgiving better for us because we knew that he was with us, still with us.
Anybody that comes to the show probably already has an interest in the paranormal, but if you don't, I think that's a great reason to come, because I'm not going to harp on you. We're also having every week, we're going to have paranormal speakers and mediums and psychics. I've tapped into some very interesting people who have just great stories to tell, and people from very orthodox, straight points of life who come back and say, after what happened to me, I had to go and open looking up this other side because it just didn't make sense with my pragmatic, practical experience.
At his first show on January 14th, the first two guest speakers were Huntington residents author Carrie Ann Flanagan-Broski and medium Richard Schoeller.
It was a great show, and I live in Huntington, so I thought that Huntington being a very cultural and spiritual area, I said the Conklin Barn is the perfect place to have it, and it's a nice intimate crowd. So for what we did tonight, Jack putting on the play, me talking about the Ghost of Long Island books and afterlife communication, and then we had Richard Schoeller, who's also from Huntington, tying in with a demonstration of reading. So it was really a wonderful night that was with a lot of spirits, and they were definitely here because we had a lot of lights flickering throughout the show, which normally does not happen in here because I do spend a lot of time in this barn, and it just, it was a great experience. We had, I think, about 40, 50 people, and they were really into the whole thing. I mean, the show went on longer than we thought because of people, saying different things that they were interested in, pertaining to this. They were asking questions. They were putting their own personal stories into it. So it was really effective. The crowd was really very much into it.
It's wonderful, first of all, because it's my hometown. So to be in Huntington and to be amongst a group of people that some of them knew me, some of them don't, to experience them asking great questions, to experience them being a part of it and really enthusiastic about it, really helped the energy for the part of the demonstration, because what people don't know or may not realize is that the group energy, whenever a medium works, dictates a lot of how the evening's going to happen. And I was very moved by the play. It was beautiful to witness his evolution of, let's call it uncertainty and disbelief, into belief. And what's so exquisite is that he got answers from his father, from the spirit side of life, that were just irrefutable for him and his whole family. So I'm proud to be a part of this experience tonight, and it's really wonderful seeing him evolve this one-man play into something even more.
I think tonight was great. It always affirms for me that the work we do is just very important, and it's helpful and healing and love to people that want to have a reading. And Buddy's Gift was just an excellent show. I hadn't seen it before, so I had no expectations one way or the other, and I was very pleased to see how Jack was able to put together the whole story about his dad and his family with humor, which I think we need in this field, because sometimes we get too serious about life, and life should be about love and happiness and fun and enjoyment and just about the whole picture.
It's a kind of an interesting evening for the paranormal. People are going to find out, and people are going to walk out and go, I don't know if I believe in it, but that's a pretty good story. That's a really good story, and I don't know how you can, how you can deny some of the things.
Buddy's Gift will have 4 more performances at the Conklin Barn through February 18th. For more information, you can check out the website, buddysgift.com. In Huntington, Chris Schoeller reporting.